Let's go to Niners at Bears in a monsoon, in a rainstorm on Sunday. No George Kittle was a big deal. Did you think the Bears had a shot in this game with no George Kittle and with all that weather?
Well, I didn't know that the weather was going to be bad until a little bit before kickoff.
Yeah,
I was watching the Fox pregame. Anyway, I thought that the Niners were the overall better team and were probably going to beat them, but the Bears surprised me, man. They really did.
yeah. Um, Debo Samuel was pretty much held in check. Just 66 combined yards. He had a touchdown, but also a fumble lost, and with those conditions, fumbles were, something you really had to guard against. Um, the Niners were out to a 10-0 lead mid third quarter, but then the Bears rally, put up 19 straight, and get a big win. And it really, uh, the game really switched when Trey Lance kind of stared down a receiver, and Bears safety Eddie Jackson jumped the route and picked it off. I'm telling you, bro, Eddie Jackson. I pulled up the stats. His first 3 seasons in the NFL, Eddie Jackson had 10 interceptions. Okay, as a safety. Since 2019, he's had zero. And this is my take. You took away Adrian Amos from Eddie Jackson, and playing alongside Adrian Amos allowed Eddie Jackson to be a ball hawk and for his natural abilities to take over. Now that we have Jaquan Brisker, look for Eddie Jackson to have a big year, bro.
Yeah, and Brisker too. I think he's pretty talented.
I do too. I love Jaquan Brisker. That's a hell of a pick. So I'm looking forward to that. Our safeties, I think, are in for a big year. And then Justin Fields making chicken salad out of chicken shit, pretty much. I mean, uh, I'm not trying to hate, but he has 2 big touchdown passes to Dante Pettis and Equinemius St. Brown. I'm not trying to hate on those 2 targets, but just pull up their stats. These aren't very proven guys. And so that to me is, I think, what the Bears are asking out of Justin Fields is to be a superhero with some average guys around you. And he did it to his credit on Sunday in bad weather.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that that could continue. Fields really showed me something on Sunday, in my opinion.
Yeah. He's always had the ability. It's, can the game slow down and can he develop and get over that hump, start taking command like a vet, not a rookie anymore.
Now, a story that I was reading earlier today, how long would you give Trey Lance? Let's say if he struggles and the Niners are 0-3, do you make a move?
I am much more willing to be patient with Trey Lance. When the Niners traded up to draft him, everyone knew he was a very raw prospect and a 2 to 3 year, in my opinion, development plan. And I think he's ahead of schedule getting the starting job after 1 year. And it's best case scenario that you have Jimmy Garoppolo, but you have to be patient with Trey Lance, allow him to make mistakes on the fly and get better. Peyton Manning talked about this. I think it was last week before the game, but Peyton Manning said, "Look, I would have never been the quarterback that I was without going 3-13 and leading the league in interceptions my rookie year." He said, I talked to Eli, and Eli said, "I never learned really much at all from sitting behind Kurt Warner. I learned the most from on the field playing and learning from my mistakes." And I think the same thing needs to happen with Trey Lance. Even if the Niners don't, exceed expectations this year, allow Trey Lance to develop and get better and get a feel for the game. And maybe 2023, you see the big step forward out of Trey Lance. So I think the Niners need to be patient and not panic and allow Trey Lance to make some mistakes and get better on the fly. Do you agree?
Oh yeah, I agree. I was just throwing that out there, because I didn't know if the Niners were in a win now mode.
They're in a tough mode because they are in win now, but they've also got a young quarterback. And it's going to be tempting to go to Jimmy G, but I wouldn't. I would be patient. Jimmy G knows he's the backup. Let him continue to be the backup until, honestly, I would try to go with Trey Lance the whole year unless he gets hurt because, you know, I don't know. I mean, I think Jimmy G, is on a 1 year deal, right? He's gone after this year anyway. So,
Yeah,
I don't know. They're kind of in a tough spot, but they need to be patient. They can't panic. And I don't think the Niners are the type of franchise to panic with John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. I think they have a plan in place and they're going to take the patient approach. That's my guess. But the media and the fans are all over it saying, you got to bench Trey Lance. You got to trade Trey Lance. He sucks. He was a bust of a pick. Man, don't fall for that. Don't do that yet. You know what I mean?
yeah. Sometimes these fan bases, and I'm guilty of it. You know, doesn't give time to either college athletes or pro guys who are just having their first couple starts.
Yeah. And so, it's tough. I mean, there's pressure on the Niners as well. The NFL is always a win now, and so we'll see. One thing to keep an eye on, Cairo Santos, the Bears kicker, 1 of 3 on extra points, 2 missed extra points on Sunday. I don't like that. It gives me Cody Parkey flashbacks, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because he was kicking in mud puddles. So hopefully he gets better in week 2. Um, week 2, Seahawks at 49ers. I mean, another big game. The Niners better win that, right?
You would almost think they would have to because, especially with it being at Levi Stadium.
Yeah, exactly. Your division rival comes in. This is a big game, right? Because what you were just talking about with the Trey Lance drama and Trey Lance conversation on Twitter and on the media, on TV, if Trey Lance gets outplayed by Geno Smith, my God, it's going to be bad. But I think Trey Lance outplays Geno. I think Trey Lance struggled a lot because of the weather. Look for Trey Lance to have a big bounce back game in week 2 and beat the Seahawks. That's my pick.
Oh, I
Okay.
actually Monday Monday night changed my perspective on the Hawks, man. That
Don't
defense,
overreact. Don't overreact to him. Geno's not that good, bro. Let me tell you that first and foremost.
I'm not overreacting to Geno, but their defense looked pretty good.
They got some talent, um, but
I didn't like uh Adams leaving on the cart though.
yeah, he can't stay healthy. Um, we'll see. But I think that Denver had multiple opportunities to win that game too, and they blew it. The Broncos did a lot to cost them that game. A lot more. The Broncos hurt themselves a lot more than the Seahawks hurt them, in my opinion.
Yeah, I
And
mean, at the end of the day though, I'm going to go 49ers just cuz I think they have more talent and just a little bit better of a quarterback.
okay, yeah, it's a decent take. And then Sunday night football. This is going to be a big game. How are you feeling it? You're not a fan of either of these teams, but do you get excited for Bears at Packers on Sunday night?
Oh yeah, Bears at Packers is always fun to watch, man.
Yeah, there's always a lot of hate, you know.
Especially the spotlight. It's primetime football, the biggest rivalry in the NFL, in my opinion.
Yep. Well, when the Bears are competitive, it is, and hopefully we are on Sunday night. I mean, I think Green Bay bounces back and beats them, but honestly, I think it's a good game. I think it comes down to the end. I think Green Bay probably wins on like a 1 score game, in my opinion.
Okay, so hear me out, right? This is
Hmm.
the first time that I am ever afraid for my favorite player in the NFL, but I'm actually pretty concerned about the Packers not having weapons, and I'm gonna go with the Bears in the upset at Lambeau.
I mean, I am also. I understand. I understand what you're saying because the Packers don't have any weapons at all. And it was very evident against Minnesota. But I'll also say that Minnesota's defense looked really good too, you know?
Yeah,
And
but I mean, like, there's rookies. I mean, on that deep pass, that should have been six, and he dropped it. Like,
yeah, Christian Watson.
completely ruined that play. Like, man, it was a beautiful dive.
Yeah, and guys just weren't getting open. You see, remember how sometimes when Aaron Rodgers gets pressure and he can roll out and escape it and buy himself some time out on the edge, and usually that's where we see Aaron Rodgers slinging it with great accuracy and picking up a big 20, 30 yard play, right?
Yep,
And against Minnesota, it's like nobody was open. He had nowhere to go with the ball. He gets out there on the edge, he's waiting, waiting, and then he gets sacked and hit hard. And it's like, man, you can just see there's no more Devontae Adams. Aaron Rodgers is trying to do it all on his own, and there's nowhere to throw the ball.
that's why they have to sign somebody. T.Y. Hilton, free agent. You know,
Yep.
OB.
OBJ, Antonio Brown. There's guys.
You
I
give
mean,
Roger Brown, watch out.
yeah. I mean, you know who they could get right now who would be pretty cheap and help them out right away? Cole
T.Y. Hilton.
Beasley. Cole Beasley.
Oh yeah, yep, a veteran leader for sure.
Yeah. I mean, T.Y. Hilton would be perfect. Odell Beckham will give you a lot of explosiveness. Antonio Brown, if you can deal with the headache of Antonio Brown, I mean, there's no denying the talent, the skill set. So, uh,
Uh,
I'm not picking the Bears to win that, but I think it'll be a better game than people think. I don't think it's a blowout. And if the Bears do win that, man, look out. Like, the don't go on Twitter for a couple days. I'll tell you that much.
yeah, because they're gonna tag you and stuff and be like, Alex Leak, you're the one who said we were gonna get 5 wins.
Man, Bears fans will be talking Super Bowl if we beat Green Bay and Lambeau week 2. I'm telling you what, it doesn't take much for Bears fans to buy the hype.